Hello, welcome back to my channel. Little side note, the more videos of mine that you watch, the more you'll come to find out that I only have like 3 shirts that I wear. You might not notice, you might not care, but I felt like it was the first thing that I needed to point out.
Okay.
Anyway, moving on, I kind of want to talk to you again. We gotta talk again. If you guys haven't seen the previous video I did where I kind of just give you guys a piece of my brain, make sure to check that out. I will leave that video either here or in the description so that you guys can check it out. Another disclaimer, it may be hard for me to speak because I'm missing a whole ass tooth. Stay tuned for that story time.
Ashley, what is this video about?
I'm gonna tell you. I want to tell you guys how I manifested my perfect job and apartment in New York City. The mentality that I would suggest if you were my best friend or a family member, I would give you the same advice. I will be looking at my phone because I did write notes on what I wanted to say, just because I want to be able to make sense, which is really rare for me. I'll start off by explaining to you guys the situation that I was in so that you guys have a little background. The landlord that I have now, he loves to describe himself as a laid-back landlord, which by that he means he doesn't actually give you a lease. He just says, your lease is from here to here, just pay me rent, here's the key, move in. We just take his word for things. He texted my roommate and I a couple weeks ago and he said, I'm gonna be showing the apartment in about an hour, just letting you guys know it's gonna be the first and last showing. So yeah, all right, cool, whatever. I was planning to be out by June 1st anyway. But my problem was I have to make sure that I find a job and a place in New York City, and I have a month to do it. If I don't do that, I can't go to my mom's. My mom's only an hour away, but I have 2 cats. She doesn't fuck with pets, and on top of that, she's allergic to cats. So I knew living with her, if I didn't find a place or job in time, would not be an option. It was a really tough situation, but I'm gonna share with you guys how I was able to keep my sanity throughout it, because moving to the city is hard. I didn't know what I was signing up for. Which brings me to my next point. Technically, I was unemployed, so I wouldn't have had any proof of insurance.
We are going to pretend we didn't hear that.
Which would have kept me from being approved from an apartment in New York City. So I had to find a job in order to find a place. And finding a job, I was in a mentality where I was like, okay, I either figure it out or I'm shit out of luck. Literally, where am I gonna stay? If I don't find a place by June 1st, I'm not gonna have anywhere to go. And the thought of that was just like enough stress. I would kind of block out that worst case scenario and that negativity. When you're manifesting successfully, that is a mentality that you have to have. You either succeed or you succeed.
You know? You
can only do what you have control of. It sounds really self-explanatory, but I can speak from personal experience from this situation. It was very hard to share this with other people, whether it be family, friends, anybody. I would tell them, yeah, I'm playing this really fun game where I really just have a month to find a job and a place in New York City in the middle of a pandemic, and if I don't accomplish that, I'm literally gonna be homeless. And you telling somebody else that, you can already imagine their reaction, like,
good luck with that.
Or,
how are you gonna do that? You're fucked.
Like, a lot of negative reactions and projections from those people would come out. My intention in telling them was finding reassurance and hoping that they would make me feel better about the situation, and hoping that they would be like, you know what, like, you can do it, it's doable. But I would get the complete opposite, and then that would add on 10 times more stress onto me. I think it's important that at that point, there's really nobody else knows your situation. Nobody else knows what you're capable of. Nobody knows you like you know you. I'm sure every single one of you can think of at least one thing that you've accomplished that looking back, you could be like, wow, back then, I would have never thought I would have accomplished that. And to you, you've already accomplished the impossible to other people and the impossible to yourself. There is no room for failure, and there is no room for negativity. I chose to not update my friends about that, not update my sister about that, not update my mom about that, not update my family about that. I wouldn't update anybody about the situation because I knew what I could do in the situation, and the only thing other people can do is give you their opinions, which can only do so much. Not saying that, you know, well, you're not gonna offer me to move into your place if I don't have a spot. Not that that's even an option, because all my family is in Puerto Rico. My mom's allergic to cats, and there's absolutely no room in my sister's house. And my brother's in Florida. So even if that was an option, like, it would be still too big of a move for me to do, especially without a job. Like, New York City is just a drive away. Florida, that's a plane ride away, or a long ass car ride that I would need money for. So I just found it healthier for myself and for the situation to not share anything with anyone. Like, if I have to be the one to believe that it's gonna work out for me, then I have to be the one to believe that, and I don't need any other energy around me that's going to tell me otherwise, because then that's going to fuck up with my goal. I had to make it believable for myself, and if I was looking for reassurance from other people, then that meant that I was missing it within myself. And I took this as a perfect opportunity to change my perspective and to put faith in myself, put faith in everything else I've accomplished in the past that I didn't think I was capable of back then. Nobody can do that better than yourself. And I'm just speaking for myself. I'm not saying you ignore everybody in your fucking life, but this was very stressful for me. Although I stayed positive throughout the whole situation, it was very stressful for me. On a happy note, ended up getting the perfect job, the perfect apartment, living with my best friends, and I'm so grateful that I'm at a place in my life where I can afford to do that. I wouldn't have even imagined that I would have been able to do that 2 years ago, 3 years ago. It's crazy. Even after I've gotten it all figured out, it's a lot, but it's not nearly as stressful as it was in the beginning of the situation. I choose to let all the situations that I go through and experiences that I go through benefit me. Like, I just want you guys to be able to change your perspective on certain situations, because not everything has to be a negative situation. Everything is a positive situation if you allow it to be. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down below what else you kind of want me to touch on, and I would love to do that. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe, push that notification bell so that you know when I drop the next video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Hopefully, if not the next video, hopefully the one after that, I'll have a tooth, and we'll all be happier. But I don't have control of this. The doctor does. So there's no point in me stressing about it. I'm gonna smile because I fucking want, because I'm beautiful with and without it. Bye!
Yeah, listen to me carefully. These hoes are scared of me, don't wanna be compared to me. Failure is red in me, your man pull out my chair for me. He wanna marry me, my haters give me clarity and popularity.